Okay, everybody. There we are. There I go. There I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul that snaps my control. Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm alone in the pilot seat over here and trying to figure out if I actually did go live. It says that I am, and there are five thumbs up. I'm looking at it on the phone. So thank you, my Renaissance grandma, and welcome, welcome, welcome. As well as thank you, Unbiased. Thank you very much. What did I see? Oh, I see you doing so many things. I saw you opening gifts. I saw you, oh, hemming pants. Hemming pants. I hope that they were for somebody for Mother's Day. So you are the busiest person I've ever known. If you can hear me loud and clear, can you put a one in the chat? Oh, Yankee Sister Olmsted. Hola, mi hermana. ¿Cómo estás? Pienso que tú estás trabajando en tu jardín. I think she was working. You did a very good video. You were so precise. I thought you were making fun of your nanny. You were perfect. That was so good. That was so good. You have to make more like that. Juanita Campbell, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to those of you who are here on the replay, moderators, subscribers. I usually start off over in the other chair. I wanted to show you something that someone asked about on the quilt, and but I can just tell you, Miss Shirley, OG, thank you for coming. Well, the kids make fun of me. Even when I used to try to be bad and say bad words, they would say, Nana, I don't even, why are you talking like that? You don't talk like that. You sound funny. You don't even say the words right. I was trying to say bad words, enunciating all of the syllables in the bad words. My friends would tease me, but that's just me. I'm just myself. So you guys can hear me. Excuse me. I had a catastrophe like 3 seconds before I was supposed to go live. And I usually get everything ready ahead of time. And the computer says this instrument will shut off in 5 minutes unless you plug it into an outlet. What? I had it plugged in last night today, but I have a new helper, and sometimes she unplugs stuff to plug in her telephone in case her kids call while she's working, or she takes something loose to plug in the vacuum cleaner. And I'm like, make sure you plug them back. I didn't check that it wasn't all the way in. It wasn't all the way in. So, yeah. Then I scrambled around. There are plugs everywhere. So I plugged the computer over here. Usually I just freelance. So how's everybody doing, Juanita Campbell? And anybody I didn't see to say hello to. Yankee Sister's laughing. Yankee Sister, your box is getting full over there. Your pickup box. I've got all your empty jars where I ate your food. I've got other stuff. So we need to do a switch up. You guys, Yankee Sister, I think I mentioned it. She lives 15 miles from me in one direction, going towards the mountain. She's in a completely different microclimate. She's out there planting, but she lives in a house where she has a garage so she can bring her stuff in at night. Oh, y'all like my shirt, as Rachel says. Y'all like my shirt? It says, let me throw this inside. It says Traditions, I'm choking myself. It says Traditions, which is my logo, which was supposed to be my business name, my book name. And then I decided that Yankee Sister said, "Oh, she's getting tomatoes ready to send to me. I'm ready to go in the ground butter roll. Hey, thank you for coming and welcome." Yankee Sister, I got to pay somebody to get the leaves out of my garden and put them in. I'm getting 2 tin raised beds. I was waiting until they could be filled and not, walk away before they got put together. My Renaissance grandma is working and can't speak individually. Kelly, I bring it every day. Thank you for coming and welcome, you guys. Sissy, Joanne Stevens, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank all of you for coming. So, I who's ready for the day that's coming tomorrow? Whether you call it Mother's Day, Women's Day, Family Day, who's ready? Mary, grow with me. Thank you for coming, and thank you, GT Jr., for introducing Mary Grow with Me 1964. K Sings 55, thank you for coming, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I wish I had something set up. So I am making my gifts, but I've been running into some little roadblocks. My sister tells me, passionately intrigued arts. Hey, Tracy, thank you for coming and welcome. My sister tells me that I need to rest more when I had always awesome Angela. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I had a knee replacement surgery just 8 weeks ago, and the surgery went well, but something happened. The anesthesiologist, I must have been their first patient, but they really were the worst of the worst. And I said, Happy Mother's Day to all in the chat, and happy tomorrow to those of you who are within the sound of our voice. Unbiased is working and listening. She's always working till her little ears hear something perk up. Something I wanted to tell her. I don't know. I'll think of it. Glad to hear your surgery went well. Well, one thing didn't go well, and which was a big deal, and it was my anesthesiology. We had one big snowfall here in Connecticut, and that was the day of my surgery. I was supposed to get picked up by medical Uber, and my surgery was supposed to be 10 a.m. The guy didn't get here like until 10:30 a.m. OMG. He did a spin out before he got to the first curb. Then he backs up, does another spin out in the 8 inches of snow on a side street that doesn't get plowed anyway. So I'm like, well, sir, have you ever driven in the snow before? I'm like, well, we just need to arrive alive. Anyway, we get there, it's late, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if my anesthesiologist was on break or off, but I was supposed to have epidural, and I've had them before many times. I've had kids, other stuff. Gardening is great. Thank you for coming. Thank you, GT Jr., for sending all of my new friends over. LGGG love. Thank you for coming. I saw you walking. And it was the most excruciating pain. Like after 2 sticks and they didn't do it right, I ended up getting general anesthesia. Well, after that, my thyroid has been off. So sifting some soil, you got it. So I know you were out of town. D Jackson, thanks to everybody who came over from GT Jr., my nephew. And I sent out a few little crochet things, a few little antique pieces to people who crochet because I'm 75 years old. I plan on staying in this apartment. It's a senior handicap apartment. It's like special needs all the way, everything I ever need. All I need is to send in like helpers. We'll call them helpers, to do the heavy cleaning, to do some shopping, do things like that. So I've got everything covered. I even have my own hospital bed. My own hospital bed. Sifting some soil. I thought your cakes and the things that you bake would look cute on that little antique table runner. So, Yankee sister, yours is here. Yours is a pickup. We ain't spending no postage to go to your side of town. You have to pick it up. Growing what I eat. Thank you for coming. Gardening is great. So, I am I have been on their jobs a long time. They said you look good, Miss Ellen. Thank you. Thank you. I do okay. And this week, because when you do one leg, you do the therapy, then the other one starts acting up. So my alert on my phone said that my walking was wonky or something. So I told the doctor, and I've been doing even more exercises, more for my back, because when your back hurts, you have to do more for your stomach. So yesterday, I worked for a full hour with the trainer, making sure that I'm doing everything entire. Oh, you want to see the entire t-shirt? These are hands like a family tree and holding them up to show the all of the traditions that I represent and talk about for the 8 generations that I have been alive. That's what that means. So yesterday, in addition to the 3 sets of squats that my trainer supervises, making sure I do them correctly, he hasn't put me on the weights with those in my hands yet, or the dumbbell or anything. I do those at home, but I did 3 sets of squat, 3 sets of 10. Then I did leg presses, 80 pounds each, 10 sets of those, and then all this other stuff. So I'm trying to rest my legs so I can go keep them down for an hour, hour and a half to go see mommy tomorrow. Mother, if you're in here listening, yes, I'm coming tomorrow. And I found a lot of liver in the cart when I was driving around. I picked up some stuff for mommy today, you guys, and I was crashing into everything. They had a lot of stuff on the ends of the aisles when you turn. So I turn, I'm looking over here, I'm hitting stuff on the wall, but I got it and I made it home. I just have to put all this stuff in the bags and whatnot and rest up so that I can make it down there and back. I've got to take my big ice packs for my leg and go get on mommy's bed and rest in the afternoon. We're going to go early and have brunch so that we can get on the highway early. Mother, Yankee Sister Homestead, that lives around the corner from Uncle Amos, not around the corner, but lives in the same town, is saying hello. And I think it's such a blessing. I don't, my mother would say, what are you sniffling, crying about? Sniffling. But I think it's such a blessing for me to be 75 years old, have my mother still here. Tomorrow, my daughter will be at her house. My daughter's daughter will be there, who actually lives there. Her and her husband help take care of mommy so that she can stay in her home of 55 years with all the flowers, all the gardens and everything. I lost the chain. My daughter will be there. My daughter's daughter, my daughter's granddaughter. So we will have 6 living generations in mommy's house tomorrow, eating breakfast together with her. That is such a blessing. So I decided to send out some older blessings. I had some old crochet, table runners, other little things. Dolores, I know that you're probably listening. She's doing better, you guys. She's still in the hospital and she can listen. She can't use her hands that well. She may be going home Monday, so we'll put those prayers in the universe, Dolores. And I sent her a little something. She loves pink. So her motto is a pink girl living in a pink world. So I sent her something pink, excuse me, and she showed me that her mother brought it to her in the hospital. So, how many of you are spending the day with someone else tomorrow? Prayers going up from always, always awesome. Angela, I can read them better over here. Hi, Dolores. Let me try to show some of the comments. Dolores, prayers going up. Beautiful day, moms. So I'm trying to show these. Gardening is great. So I just wanted to show you that. Let me go up, going back to the comments. I've got both hands going. You know, I'm not whining, but Dolores is such a godsend to me. She's such a help. For those of you who don't know, I am totally, totally blind in my left eye. So it takes me a while to for my right eye, and it gets tired, like moving back and forth. I used to read at the speed of light. I used to speed read everything. Now I have to make sure that I don't wear my good eye out. Then for a while, I was legally blind. Now I have 20/20 vision in one eye. And for that, I am thankful. I feel I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. So when I feel tired or my eyes get tired, I get up like 4 o'clock every morning. I wake up. I can't stop. It's that country life that I was living down in North Carolina. When the chickens got up, I got up. I would wake up ahead of them, and then my rooster would start his cockle doodle doing and stuff, and I would get going in at night. When the chickens went in, I put them in at night to keep them away from predators. I had a flock of big chickens and a flock of silkies that I kept separate. And you'll be surprised, those little chickens, silkies, they lay pretty big eggs. Pescatarian gardener, thank you for passing through. She's driving. Yes, keep your eyes on the road. If you had a camera there, I will make sure that your eyes are on the road, not not watching your phone. My kids and grandkids and great grandkids, who I was saying all work and don't want any presents from the store, I make their presents. Although Sharita's, my granddaughter, and her daughter, my great granddaughters, theirs may not be finished tomorrow, but we'll see. But mommy's will be finished. In fact, I will be working on it in a few minutes in my live. So it's showing that you can make last minute gifts and you still have time, even tonight. One thing I did do, Sissy, don't be jealous. I made a double recipe of oatmeal cookies. The last time I made them, the kid said that was the best oatmeal cookies I've ever made. I've been making them forever, but I did something different. I made my own brown sugar this time. I make it for me, but I didn't tell them. You take white sugar or whatever sugar you have. I didn't use white sugar. I use demerara sugar or raw sugar, but I put some molasses in it. Oh, Yankee sister, I've got a quart of molasses over there in the fridge for you that I put in there. Gina, I saw you over there talking watermelon trash at your community garden. You guys, she has a huge community garden. She's got all this watermelon planted up in 6B. Text the other day. I don't think I did, Gina. I was too. Oh, Dolores. Dolores is here, you guys. Sitting up for. Oh, where is it? I want to show it. Hold on, you guys. Oh, see? I'm so excited. Oops, I missed. Hold on, you guys. Dolores, say something else. It passed up. Oh, she's here for a bit. Dolores is saying hi, Auntie, and everyone. So I will leave that up there. She's giving hugs and kisses, and they miss you. You see how long it took me to put your comment up? But it'll stay up there for a minute before I get it back down again. So we're praying for you and just wish you blessings. I love you so much. Most of us love you so much. To know you is to love you. You're such a sweetie pie. I don't have my hearing. Look, I ain't got my hearing aided. So, yeah, I will text you later. Don't be trying to write things. Deborah Garrett, hello, Auntie. Hello. So those of you who crochet, Mona sifting some soil, I just want you to see that it's finished. So this is a bedroll. I'm glad I held it up because I see the marker that I didn't take off right over here. Will I see it? Yeah. I can't give away. Mona bought me some markers and crochet hooks. This would have gone out to the person who's getting it with a marker on it. So what this is, you guys, is a 3 foot wide by 6 foot bedroll. It's a sleeping mat for camping. All of you preppers, all of you who sleep out, even can you imagine as a kid spend the night at grandma's house when you're making the pallets on the floor? We just had old quilts and maybe a quilt or blankie or something. So this is 6 feet long. Then at the end, I made a chain with 50 single crochet, 50 chains. Then I put a single crochet in each one of them to make it sturdy, and you can carry it on your back in a backpack and on a horse if you had a horse. My husband he used to take weird stuff on his horse. We used to have horses, and he we rode the horses were show horses. They were trained to ride English at Madison Square Garden. We got them. We turned them into Western horses. He would have all kinds of stuff on his bedroll, on his saddle horn, hanging down his saddle. It was Marisa. That's very, very nice. Well, it will be going out, and I used to make them with just two handles on it, but I thought that it would be more sturdy to make it this way. David, thank you for coming. David, I saw your garlic video. That was absolutely awesome. And you got into your storytelling. Usually we see you walking around telling us stuff, but I almost cried when you told me the story of taking home economics and helping your mother and cutting her patterns out. David, there is no excuse for you not to be making a quilt. I know so many male quilters in North Carolina. It was a big state, and several of my friends' husbands helped them. Some of the husbands were better than the wives, and they ended up quilting. There was one time we had an all male quilt show, and it was amazing. It was amazing. David, I tell you what, I challenge you. I challenge you. You don't have to get all that fancy stuff. You just need to get your sewing machine out. If you get your sewing machine out, I will give you private lessons on how to thread it, and I will buy you a pair of these extra large, extra sharp scissors to cut your jeans up. You want a pair of jeans, a jeans quilt, and guess what? Your quilt will be so easy because Bayou Sugar, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, doll. And you don't even have to put batting in yours. The denim is so thick. The denim is so tight. You don't have to. You can just put uh, some an old sheet on the back, some fabric. You can buy it used, new, whatever you do. I dare you. I double dare and defy you. I challenge you. I challenge you to get some of them overalls. You ain't wearing them anyway. All you wearing is shorts in the yard. Almost homesteading with Janet. Thank you for coming. Denim scraps to make pillows or a quilt. Oh, that is so cool, Janet. I saw you. I saw all your videos. I watch on TV, you guys. But like I said, I chat on my phone and I sometimes don't get back right away, but I do watch your videos. Janet, I wanted to tell you that you mentioned taking the hems for making rugs. You can take t-shirts, you guys who sew, and cut it or cut the arms off and cut it in whatever width you want, whatever width you want, and use the entire t-shirt and crochet it into a rag rug. You can do it, David. You can do it, David. We can do it together. You saw I got a box of I'm cheating because I have friends that sent me a box of squares already cut out. I have some. Janet is saying, oh, yes, you can use the whole entire t shirt. I don't have any old t shirts because when I downsized, the house was sold as is. Everything was in it. Everything was in it. Clothes, shoes, everything. And I don't have any room for anything here. My family didn't want anything, that stuff. They already had everything they need. We bought apartment size stuff for here. Mary Grow With Me 1964. And I have more than enough stuff. They come in here and the side eye. It's like, Mom, you need to purge. I already did. I got rid of 4 acres, 4 building, 4,000 square feet, all the animals. You just frogged the rug we started last time on the live. You decided it was too narrow. Oh, you know what you can do? It was narrow. I saw that. You could lay it flat and sew the edges together and just keep going around. If you email me, because I have extra hooks, I will send you one. I will send you a set of the big hooks, Janet. I don't know where you live, but sometimes you don't always live where you can get stuff easily. I went in Walmart today to pick up some things for my mom, and they didn't have it. One thing that I wanted something for my hair. They didn't have that. So I found somebody that worked in this section of Walmart, and she said, well, if you can hang out here 5 minutes, we have one in the warehouse. I'll go and get it. I hung out there for 10 minutes. I crashed around the little cosmetics area, stuff they have hanging down. Yes, I know you're in Indiana, but there's woods where I lived in North Carolina. They had big cities and everything, but I lived 30 miles from the nearest Walmart. The nearest town was 12 miles away. But even going there, they may not have it. The stores are not carrying big stocks now of anything. By the way, you guys, today's Saturday. So at 7 o'clock, I used to be the warm-up number for Nikki and them. They're coming on the Everyday Life of an OCD-ish chick, the chat. Oh my gosh! I wasn't far from New Bern. I was in Warren County. Whoever said that. Who is it? Ann Dale Homestead. I used to belong to the hold on, you guys. I will show you something. Ooh. Oh, I just knocked over my little pin cushion, but here are some of my chest stickers from I was on the board of directors for the Carolina Long Arm Association for a lot of years. I was a quilt show judge. I belonged to the Gaston Lake Peacemakers, and this was our little thing that we used to wear to the meetings. Almost homesteading with Janet said her great aunt lives in Beaufort, but you always stay in a hotel in New Bern. Oh, that is so interesting. I used to travel all over North Carolina. My dad, my dad's family is native to North Carolina, and my paternal grandparents were farmers there all of his life. Then when I was in high school, they moved to Connecticut. My dad went and got them. They had a farm. They were actually sharecroppers. So my dad used to go back and forth. He had a trucking and painting business. One day he said he had enough of his parents doing that. Angela said she lived in Beaufort for about 15 years. Wow. It's a small world. I loved North Carolina. Going from the city in Connecticut to that, it was just the best. It was so much fun. And so I have family all over North Carolina, all over North Carolina for centuries, for centuries. My dad's family was from the south. My mother's family is from the north. After the Civil War, though, Tracy, they want to know about your jean skirt that you were crocheting on the bottom. You know, I thought about that. If you don't mind crocheting with the tiny needles, that fine yarn, the metal needles, though, that would be really cool, and you could wear it year round. You could wear it year round. So, you guys, if anybody wants to drop your channel link, put exclamation mark GQUAT. Yes, it really is. You got married and started your family there. We I bought we bought a farm there, a homestead in 1982, kind of like Gigi and Eco Neighbor are doing. There it was pristine North Carolina forest. I don't know if you've seen the old yellow pine trees. They're 100 feet tall. The pine trees on the front of the property were easily more than 100 feet tall. We had to clear maple trees, oak trees, walnut trees to be able to build. And in 2009, built a new house from scratch. It's still there. Yes, it is super expensive. Everything is expensive now. But we had to put wells in. Our well, we had an artesian well that was down 250 feet. We also had another well on another property. When we had the horses, we leased a 6 acre plot where we had a store and a business, and then another 20 acres that we used for pasture, then another 5 acres that we tried growing our own oats. We didn't know what they were doing. I didn't even know that you needed a combine after you grow the oats to mill them and get them up. But we made it. We made it. My mother said I was the worst country girl she ever met. But I had fun. I had fun. So, you guys, you see the bedroll. The bedroll is completed. Again, I want to thank you all for coming to Garden Quilt and Art Show. That's what that's what GQUAT stands for. I will put that up, I think. Yes. So that's what that stands for those of you who are new. I have been gardening since I was 2 years old, and we used to stick my little finger in the hole, and Daddy told us to put 2 seeds in it. My two favorite things, Auntie Joanne will tell you, I always had marigolds and roses. Daddy always planted them for me. And he would say, Pen Pen, my nickname is Penny, you can't eat the flowers. Our yard at mommy's house now is mostly flowers, but it was kind of shady. It was kind of shady as well because we had 70-foot tall maple trees and oak maple trees mostly back there. And so we had a rental property where Daddy had a garden, and he rented the backyard of another neighbor's yard that had a lot of sun. And anybody could go to our garden and get something to eat, but you just couldn't damage the plants. We always had too much to eat. Tracy was saying she was crocheting onto jeans, the jean top, the jean top. We could do a live soon, Tracy, where you can do that. She tried to do some square jeans to make a pillow. I have a lot of jeans, the tops where I'm saving them to make skirts or handbags or totes. Almost Homestead said, "That's funny, Auntie Ellen." Oh, I had some funny stories of me in the country. You can make it right, the jean squares. It doesn't have to be jean squares. I have some jeans that I cut up. I'll actually get them. I'm not going planning on working on them because this has to be ready for Father's Day, but this is a quilt. These are jean squares that I pieced back together with shirts. So it's a double-sided quilt. This one has batting in it, Janet, and it has a special label on it made by none other but Unbiased LLC for Auntie Ellen. It's embroidered, has gold writing and three purple hearts, which is part of my signature. I just want to show you some. Oops, of course, it wouldn't be Saturday if I didn't drive something. These are some of the pieces that I cut out of different jeans when I was squaring them up, and I put them together to make a square. So this is a double-sided patch. So anytime you're ready, just let me know. You can come up. You can let me know. You can use shirts. This is one made out of shirts on the front, some of my old work shirts. And yeah, and you can use, for those of you who crochet, you can crochet onto anything. You can crochet onto anything. Almost Homesteading with Janet. I will do a class on how to turn the curve part, or you can do like Tracy. She cut hers just below the zipper so that she didn't have to take that little curve part. I actually have videos in here that I have done that, and I have already made into made into skirts. I will show you guys one more thing. Maybe they will get made by tomorrow. Maybe they will be by tomorrow. By the time I put my little Be Right Back commercial on, I will be right back. But here is another idea for those of you who have the really large size jeans. These are actually the pockets from a pair of jeans that my Renaissance grandma sent me. I saved the pockets because why? They already have a flap. They are already made into this. So this is going to be a over the shoulder bag. This is what the inside will be like. This one will have blue. Just because I'm hurrying up, I'm not making a special made shoulder strap, a cross shoulder bag. And these ARD. Thanks for coming. Happy Mother's Day to your family, your wife, your mom. So this will be the inside of my granddaughter's over the shoulder bag. Hers will have a blue strap, and my great granddaughter is going to have, when she loves purple, this is the back of her bag, and the straps are called webbing, and you can buy it pre-made. And just because I am a lover of purple, and so many people love purple, I actually have a whole roll, and this will be going on my great granddaughter's bag. I actually have a roll of 1-inch webbing that will go across her bag. So these are really good for just like when you want to go to the store, you want your keys, your driver's license, you want to go around the farmer's market, you don't want something heavy. I made a couple weeks ago, I made a little cross shoulder bag for my Renaissance grandma. So it's back in some of the lives. So, you guys, I have a 50-minute challenge. I am going to finish my Mother's Day gifts, and what they will be before I go over to see Nikki in the chat. They are 4 king size king size pillowcases. Why are they king size? Because she has a king size bed and a lot of them. She has a lot of pillows on her bed. She must have 8, 10, 12 pillows. But I made her a neck bone pillow with these butterflies and things on it. She sleeps on it every night. She loves it. Oh, thank you, Janet. I wish I had some more. I have used like the last. I had 13 yards of it to make a quilt for somebody, and I usually have them when they commission a quilt to pay half down before I even buy the fabric. For a king size quilt, it takes 21 yards. I have a little chart over here that tells you how much fabric it takes for to make a quilt. So, for a twin quilt, which is only 63 inches by 87, it's a little wider than Dolores's quilt that I have up there, that pink quilt, and but not as tall. I made Dolores's a little taller. It takes just for the backing, it takes 5 1/4 yards. It takes 5 1/4 yards for the front. For a double quilt, it's about the same size. Queen size, 15 yards. King size, it takes 20 yards. And that's only 100 by 92. You really want the 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 quilt to hang down the sides of the bed, so you make them bigger. That is a lot of fabric, Janet. That's why quilts are so expensive. And then a resilient wife will be opening the gift tomorrow. I can't wait either. I can't wait either. There's something else in there. There's something else in there too. But in that box, there's something for you as well, ARD. Actually, it is something for your mentees. So I just knocked some of my squares over for the quilt that I'm working on, the denim quilt. But you can make anything out of anything. I have so many things, Janet, to make out of denim. You can make earrings, you can make key fobs, you can make jackets, you can make shirts, aprons, weekender bags, something for everyone, postcard, fabric beads. I have lists of stuff that I make, and I give. You miss the opportunity to scream your name and hug you, Mona. Yes, earrings. You roll them up and make fabric beads. All kinds of stuff. I teach classes and all kinds of arts and crafts. You can make fabric postcards. You can make I will be giving classes and sharing classes on all of those things. Yes, earrings, earrings. So, I am going to work on. You love making paper beads? Yep. We've made paper beads here. In fact, you guys have me jumping up. I'm losing my 15 minutes. I did a uh, actually, guess what, you guys? Actually, I did a live on making beads. And just so that you see, Janet, this is a denim bead right here. I didn't glaze it yet. Let me see. You see? And I even made this little thing for drying my beads. This is just a piece of styrofoam. I stuck some glue and toothpicks in and I dry them. Okay. Okay. Or not. I missed this thing. When you have single vision, your depth perception is off. See this? This is a paper bead. It's not glazed because I was doing a little quickie class. This is a paper bead. Yes, I do, Janet, have videos about the fabric beads. Oh my goodness. And my sister Joanne has made some amazing, amazing beads. I'm going to have to go back into my videos and separate them into bead making, postcards, and separate them out because in 75 years, I can't think of anything I haven't made. Made babies. I made just about everything. I cook. I can. I ferment. I do it all. I do it all. Yes, Joanne Stevens is my sister. She's my little sister. Right, Sissy? And she loves me a whole bunch. Yeah, that's my sister. Okay, mother, here I come. Coming to your house tomorrow, mommy. I'll be on daddy's side of the bed. And, okay, let me see if I can take this off. I want to, well, while I'm fiddling around with that, I could actually be sewing and just put that down there. I have comments that I haven't seen. You are my winter plan. Everybody's speaking. You do love me, Sissy. I know you do. I could literally never leave your channel. You would be entertained for a year. You, I go to Arizona for a month in December. So you guys, I'm just putting the final seam on my mother's final 3 pillowcases. And I made them kind of neutrally because she has a lot of quilts. She has a lot of bed linens, and I thought this would mix and match with some of the other quilts. She has more quilts coming, so I'm putting a French seam on her pillowcases. Why? Because I like them. You don't have to do them this way. You can serge them. You can make them any way you want. This is actually the final stage of this. I'm making my stitch length 2.5. The stitch width is 0. The needle is in the middle, and I'm making the seam a little more than the 1/4 inch that quilters always do, because I want it to last a long time. My sister Joanne has pillowcases that she's had for 20-25 years. Whenever I make her a quilt, haven't made any lately, any king size, but except the ones that were for sale. She has pillowcases that match all of the quilts, I think, or some extra ones. So when I'm just random sewing, I sew fast. My quilting, I sew really, really slow. And so I'm just coming down and turning. Let me keep an eye on this bobbin because this bobbin is getting low. But we all know I don't need any bobbins. Janet, and those of you who are just sewing, I have a bobbin winder, a small one now, but I used to have a high-speed commercial bobbin winder when I had my long arm machine. I have to show you guys my studio one day. I think it's about a 5-10 minute video. I usually wind cases of bobbins in different colors and for the different types of machines. Let me put you down here so that you don't fall. For the different types of machines, I heard you, Janet, say that you have. I heard you say that you have 4 machines. There's a Facebook group called Vintage Sewing Machines, VSM. There are different clubs for the Singer featherweights. I used to collect those. I have a couple of them here. I have another Singer 31 commercial with the best sewing machine for a beginner. Always awesome, Angela. Is this one I highly recommend. This one I just use for my jeans and things. And it's a Singer heavyweight model 4423. It's very simple. It does not have any computer parts to go bad or malfunction. You don't have to worry about surges. I have a brother with 100 stitches. I use maybe 10 stitches, and every time I turn it off, turn it on, I have to reprogram it. This I highly recommend. Unbiased LLC has one of these. It's a very basic machine, and it's inexpensive. It Our treasured home. Thanks for coming and welcome. Yankee Sister laid 14 bags of mulch ready for a nap. You could be over here on this sofa resting, or on the guest bed. You have a Singer Deluxe 7025. Well, I don't know how you get it serviced. You're the ones you're using, which is a White's brand. I had a really nice white, oh, in an oak frame, a treadle machine, an antique. Guess what? I gave it away. I gave it away when I downsized. There were 35 machines in that house. I had a 1,500 square foot studio, and it was time for them to go. So I gave them to family members, to friends, sergers. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. You're the ones now. Yes. Maria Graham just bought a couple machines, a couple new machines. So that was one seam. I still have time to do the seams on another one. So these are 4. Oh, by the way, those 2 little shoulder bags that I'm going to make for my granddaughter and her daughter, I'm going to trim it with this leather with the webbing. So I already have the leather cut to the width. Cut to the width. So, mother, I'm so excited. I haven't seen my mother for a couple of weeks. I will be happy to see her. Because, they had this big accident on Interstate 95 in Connecticut where the entire highway was shut down in both directions. You guys talk to each other and welcome anybody that comes in case I miss them. In case I miss them. So also, you guys, those of you who are new, I paint, I draw. This painting that you see up there on the wall is actually a painting of Uncle Roscoe in Aruba. I have some other really nice paintings. I have some oil paintings. Auntie Joanne showed an oil painting I made of her, an oil portrait, I should say. A formal portrait. I made oil portraits of my mom. So when I retired, I decided to do whatever I wanted to do. And I'm actually a recognized mixed media artist. But what I really love doing, they say I'm a master quilter, and I do teach advanced quilting lessons. But I come here to show you guys just so that I can share the love of the heritage arts and pass it along. Pass it along. My granddaughter crochets. Everybody else works. I didn't have time to do all this when I was in the work field. So here's the second pillowcase. And the third one will be finished by 7 o'clock. Why? Because I took the time to oh, Janet sold for her first farmer's market. She's worn out. Another one Tuesday. I saw you doing your oil, Janet. I have the funniest video I have to show you guys. I was making dandelion oil. I mean dandelion salve. And I was over there at the butcher block, and it had cooled down. I was just pouring it. All of a sudden, I felt something running down my leg. Did something pee on me? Did I pee on myself? No. Your depth perception is off, like I said, when you have vision in one eye. I was pouring it all over the counter, all down the floor. Luckily, I had a lot of oil already fused that I was making it. I had about a half a gallon of oil because I had been collecting dandelions for weeks. For weeks, I had so many of them. And the oil was already, what a mess. What a mess. So guess what? That's the third one. And I'm going to put a little bit of patchouli oil in a water spray bottle and iron these nicely. I don't like to iron. I'm looking to see. Oh, I'm finished. It went so fast working and talking that I'm finished. Ta-da! So if nobody else's Mother's Day gifts get ready, my daughter's is ready too. I made her a neck bone pillow and some other stuff. I'm going to make some cookies just to spoil the family because we cook everything from scratch. My kids cook from scratch. My great granddaughter even has an IG channel where she sells pastries and sweets. Her mother makes cakes from scratch. The coconut cakes that I show on my channel and the Oreo cakes are specialties of other members of the family. So do any of you have any questions? Good luck with your next flea market, Janet. That is so cool. So cool. Again, good night, Dolores. We love you. Ego amote. I bring it every day. What are you crafting today? You were worried that but the Yankee says, I could have slipped on that oil. I could have slipped on that oil. Great job, Sissy. Butter Roll says, thank you. I'm a busybody. The measurements of the queen size quilt, don't make yours this size, PIA. I have crochet classes. Yes, I do. I crochet, knit, embroider. Just email me whatever you want. The standard size for a queen size is 84 inches by 92. However, it will just fit the top of your bed. It'll just fit the top of your bed. At least make a king size, which is 100 inches by 92. I don't make my king size that size. The one that I just finished recently, the red and black one, that was a commission quilt, that one was 106 inches by 86. And the 106 goes the wide side of the bed, and the 86 just hanging down because it doesn't have to be all the way to the top of the bed. You're making crochet wearable dishcloth. I have dishcloths up here, you guys. I'm going to actually be gifting this one when I do my next live. I have one started around here, a knitted dishcloth as well. I like them side to side. So you guys, I don't know if you can screenshot. Oops. Can you screenshot this, Tracy? Try to hold it still long. Okay, you guys. So let's and for those of you who do crochet, let me just say, hold on, and I'll show you my outro. Will say that you can make, if you can make a granny square, you can just keep going and turn. So Egawamote, thanks for coming, everybody. I love you. And go on over to the chat and I will meet you there, even if I fall asleep. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow, Mother.